Lagos is a city where everyone is rushing to work, rushing home, and sometimes rushing into trouble. And in the middle of all that rush, there is a place called Festac Town. It used to be quiet and peaceful, but these days, even Festac has its share of drama. In one of the old flats on 23 Road lived a woman named Ronke. She was fine like weekend jollof and walked like she had a mirror in front of her every step. People called her Madam Pepe because everything about Ronke was spicy. Her tongue, her clothes, and especially her temper. Ronke had a really bad temper. Ronke was married to Tunde, a car mechanic with fingers like magic who walked around Apple Junction. They had a 4-year-old daughter, Toke, who was smart, curious, and always asking deep questions like, Daddy, why don't cats sleep? Tunde loved his family like Sunday rice, but Ronke loved money. Not small money, big heavy money, and she didn't care how it came. All she knows is she wants money, and she gets it however she wants. One sunny Thursday, Ronke was on her way to do her nails at a small salon near Festac Plaza when a shiny white Jeep slowed down beside her. The man behind the wheel had dark shades, gold chain, and a smile like you already knew your BVN. Fine lady, hop in now. This sun is too much for a beauty like you. His name, Chief Ebuka, a businessman, but no one could say exactly what he did. Some said real estate, others said he imported goods. All Ronke knew was he had money and he liked to spend it on her. Soon, Ronke was eating Chinese at Genesis Deluxe, wearing wigs that cost more than her rent, posting filtered selfies with captions like soft life only and no stress zone. A married woman. Tunde started noticing the changes. She stopped cooking, she stopped cleaning, she even stopped saying welcome when he came home. Toke began eating Indomie every day. One time, she tried to cook for her dad by herself and almost burnt the kitchen. Then one early morning, Tunde woke up and noticed Ronke was gone. No goodbye, no explanation, just her wigs and makeup left behind and their daughter, Toke. Ronke had run off with Chief Ebuka, leaving her home, her child, and her marriage behind like old newspaper. At first, Tunde was confused. He didn't know how to part Toke's hair or pack her school bag. He once gave her socks and forgot her shoes. But over time, it got better. He did wake up early, dress her, feed and still go to work. He became a local hero on their street. Everyone said, "Now man you be." Women in the street started helping him with Toke's hair, school projects. Some even started eyeing him like small chops at a party. Toke will still ask, "Where is mommy?" And Tunde will hold back tears and say, "She traveled, my angel. She will be back soon." Fast forward 1 year later, Chief Ebuka's business crumbled like pop-off with no sugar. His lands were fake, his cars repossessed, his house in Lekki seized. EFCC carried him like bag of rice. And when the money dried up, so did the champagne life. Ronke, who used to wear Brazilian hair, now wore black net. From flying first class, she now started jumping from one downfall to another. From Lekki phase 1, she was now spotting in one face near a face shoe in Amodofin. Ronke dragged her tired feet through 23 Road. Rainwater soaked her slippers. Her hair was rough, her clothes were faded, and she looked nothing like the glamorous Madam Pepe who once made other women feel invisible. But she was back with a broken heart, an empty wallet, and one last hope: home. She reached her old flat and knocked softly, shivering. After a few seconds, the door opened, but not by Tunde. It was opened by a very beautiful woman, a woman wearing a satin robe. The woman had neat braids, warm eyes, and was holding a steaming bowl of ogbono soup. "Yes, can I help you?" she asked politely. Ronke blinked. "Sorry, I am looking for Tunde." At that moment, Tunde stepped into view, carrying Toke, who had clearly just taken a bath. She looked happy, clean, and loved. "Tunde," Ronke whispered. He stared at her in silence. The woman turned to Tunde. "Is this her?" she asked gently. Tunde nodded slowly. "Yes, this is Ronke." The beautiful woman's name was Amaka, a widow from Tunde's church who had been helping him with Toke. First, just school runs and homework, then meals, then more. They never rushed. It wasn't planned. But in the year Ronke disappeared, Amaka showed up. She stayed through the hard days. She listened, she cooked, she cared, and she never left. One day, Toke called her Auntie Mommy, then just Mommy, and now she was Toke's mother in every way but blood. Ronke felt like the ground should open and swallow her. Her daughter, her flesh and blood, was looking at another woman with love in her eyes. Not anger, not sadness, just pure love. Baby, it's me, Mommy, Ronke said, kneeling down. Toke looked confused, then scared. She turned and buried her face in Amaka's chest. Ronke's heart shattered. Tunde sighed deeply. Ronke, you left us. You made your choice. We moved on. But she is my child, Ronke cried. She is our child, Tunde said firmly. And she deserves stability, love, not someone who leaves when the money dries up. Ronke turned to Amaka. So what now? You are a mother? Amaka didn't raise her voice. She just said quietly, No, I am the woman who stayed. Ronke begged to stay just a few nights, just to get on her feet. But Tunde shook his head. I am sorry. This is not your home anymore. We've built something new. You walked away from your place, and now it belongs to someone else. Neighbors watched from their balconies, chewing roasted corn and whispering. The same woman who once bragged about flying to Dubai now had nowhere to go in Festac. She turned and walked away slowly, carrying her bag, her regrets, and the heavy silence of her own consequence. 1 year has passed since Ronke went back to beg Tunde and he rejected her. She now lives in my two, sharing a small room with her aunt and selling second-hand clothes in the market. She sees Tunde and Toke sometimes at church or on Facebook when someone tags them in a birthday post. Tunde didn't block her. Toke is growing. Amaka braided her hair for school. Tunde bought her a bicycle. They look like a perfect family. And Ronke, she smiles sometimes, but mostly cries at night. Because in Lagos, the road to success is tough, but the road back to what you left behind, that one may not exist at all. Lesson learned from this story. Fast money will buy you shawarma and champagne, but it won't buy you back your child's love, or your husband's trust, or a second chance at having a family. Because when you leave, someone else may stay, and the person who stays becomes the one that matters. If you enjoyed the story, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and turn on the notification bells because there will be more interesting stories coming up.